if you are watching this video right this very second, you're watching the replay. If you don't see that little live button right up in the corner, please put hashtag replay in the comments so that we know when you're watching. So I have Owen and Victoria here with me. They're both going to be able to read the comments. So y'all talk to me, ask me questions. It just makes our design much more fun. Me designing more fun if I'm talking to people. I am starting out with a container. This is a ceramic type container. I am going to make an arrangement to take out to my mama. I have not taken her any fresh flowers in quite a while, so it's always fun just to design and be able to take those out to her. I'm starting out with this container that I have filled with water, and this is fresh floral foam that has been soaked. Anytime you work with fresh floral foam, you always want to soak it first. Do not design into a block of dry floral foam with fresh flowers, because it is going to stop flowers and they will not be able to drink. I am going to start out by taping my foam into place. I am using just a waterproof green tape we purchased from our floral supplier, and so I'm just taking that tape and I'm just crisscrossing over the top of my foam, and then I'm going to take my tape and tear it into just small pieces and tape those little tabs down so that they don't come up.
Go followed us on TikTok.
Gosh, that was quick. Thanks, friend. So glad you're here.
You have some hellos on Facebook.
Hello, guys. So glad y'all are here. It has been a hot day in Mississippi. I don't know about where y'all are at, but man, oh man, it's warm here. We had a beautiful morning, but this afternoon, my goodness, our air conditioner won't keep up. Okay, so I taped my foam into place. The reservoir is filled with fresh water, so it is ready to go. I'm going to start out with a little bit of greenery first. I've got lots of pretty fall toned flowers. We thought that we would try to bring in some cooler weather with some pretty fall tones. So this is called cocculus foliage. We actually got this from our wholesaler company that I order all my flowers from. They're called Budsy, and I love this cocculus foliage. It's just really pretty. And so I'm going to take it and cut it into smaller pieces, and I am going to tuck it right down into my floral foam.
Are you getting messages, Victoria?
Is it taking you a minute to... Is Facebook showing you your messages?
What's going on?
So I'm just taking and stripping some of that foliage off. And my nose is itching. My mama would say somebody's coming to visit me. And I'm just kind of coming all the way around in this container.
Tammy followed us on TikTok. Thank you, Miss Tammy.
Hello, Tammy. Welcome. So we've got... Have you got your phone? Do you want to grab your phone and see if you can see the messages on your phone?
I can see.
All right. So I am just adding foliage into that floral foam. So just kind of all the way around. Next, we're going to come in with some seeded eucalyptus. So we have pretty seeded eucalyptus. Now, if you have followed me at all, you know eucalyptus is some of my favorite foliage. And I like all the varieties, so I love it. So I'm going to take my eucalyptus, and I'm just going to break it and just tuck smaller pieces kind of there in the front. Now, because I taped that green tape on there, I don't want it to show, so I'm going to do my best to cover that up.
Lena Khan saying hello, and Beatrice, share the live. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the share. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, even over on Facebook, if you have anybody that you know might enjoy these videos, we would love it if you would share. It just helps people to see us and we can grow.
Miss Marianne is excited you're doing fall.
Oh, we're so ready for fall, Miss Marianne. We are so ready.
Carl Garrison says your mom will enjoy it. Hope she's feeling better. Continued prayers.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Miss Glenda sprinkled our video and she said we've been blessed this week with cooler weather, but summer's not done with North Carolina. The hot is on its way back. Happy to be here today with you all. It makes me happy.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here. It makes us happy you're here. Thank you for watching. Okay, so I turned my arrangement around. I want to make sure I'm going to cover that tape. Again, it's important you try to cover those mechanics. Okay. All right, so there's my greenery. I do have extra greenery. We will add it at the end. I'm going to put it behind me until I need it. Okay, so let me show you what we got. We found out in our yard, these are called horse apples, or that's what we call them here. Or I think they're called Osage oranges maybe too. They're just really pretty green. I guess it's a fruit from a tree, but it's not edible. If you cut it, it is going to be sappy. A lot like a poinsettia has sap. These horse apples also have sap. Now, when they fall from the tree, if they sit on the ground for any amount of time, they're going to rot. These are brand new. They actually just began to fall. So I am going to pierce them, and they will become really sappy when I do, but I'm going to pierce them, and we're going to tuck them into our arrangement. Now, one really fun thing about horse apples is if you have in Mississippi, and I don't know about other places, if you have mulch in your flower beds, often we will have what they're called, why did that just leave me? It'll come in a minute. They're large roaches. They're outdoor roaches. Wood roaches is what they're called. They're just really large bugs. If you'll take horse apples and put them on your porch and anywhere you don't want those bugs to be, horse apples will help to keep those bugs away. Isn't that a fun tip? So I am going to take a couple of hyacinth sticks.
Cassidy followed us. Thank you so much, Cassidy.
Welcome, friend. Glad you're here. So these are called hyacinth sticks. You can see they're pretty long. So what they're used for often is if you have a hyacinth or tulips like a plant, sometimes they have to be staked because when they get to growing, they'll start to fall over. So that's what these are for. I'm going to take them and I'm going to break them in half. And I am going to pierce this horse apple, which is going to in turn cause it to really run sap. It'll run kind of that white milky sap. So I pierced it with that stake, and I am just going to pierce it right over poke it into my arrangement.
A few people say they call them hedge apples. Where they're
Hedge
from.
apples, absolutely.
Miss Jane is excited. She caught us live 2 days in a row.
Yay, Jane! I'm so glad you're here.
Miss Kathy says she got caught by the pastor watching one of your videos last night.
Oh, in church? You're gonna be in trouble.
Miss Heather Reeves says she hasn't been on a live in a while, so she's excited. She says hello from New Zealand. Not long. Got rid of a bad chest infection now, and she's got the cough back again.
I'm so sorry, friend. I hope you're feeling better. Okay, so I kind of tucked them in, kind of deep down into that arrangement. Love this chartreuse green color. It's so pretty. I wish I had, there's a paper towel, because I just kind of dripped. Now the only thing about that sap is when it gets on you, it's really sticky. It's kind of hard to get off. So you don't really want to get it on you. I chose for our fall arrangement, I have a few sunflowers that are looking a bit ragged. Of course, this is for my mama. Not that I send mama ragged flowers, but we're going to kind of play with with some of these fun, very large sunflowers. We're going to tuck some of those in.
Shelly Easley on YouTube says, love the idea of fall. Prayers for your mom. Jawbone surgery over, but lots of healing needed.
Oh, bless your heart. I am so sorry. We will keep you in our prayers. Continue to pray.
Monica also followed us on TikTok. Thank you so much, Miss Monica.
All right. Thanks, Monica. So glad you're here. Next, I'm going to come in with some bales of Ireland. So I love a bale. And so these are just a line flower. I'm just going to take them. I did pinch the tip out of that bale. Some of the blooms don't look great down on the bottom, so I'm going to strip them. And I'm going to pull those leaves out of that tip. Now, if you like the leaves, you can absolutely leave them. You do not have to pull those out.
Miss Nancy says, just found you in such a long time.
Aw.
A long time.
I'm so sorry you've been missing us, but I'm so glad you're here.
Galibri Floral on TikTok says, hello, Monty and team.
Hello, friend. How are you doing today?
Miss Judy Roeder says today is her 54th wedding anniversary.
Happy anniversary, Miss Judy.
And Miss Rhea says, I'm sorting out balloon designs for one of my best friend's little boy's 4th birthday party. He's having a Willy Wonka theme. I'm making giant lollipops and sweets. Lots of stuff to get.
Please share pictures, Rhea. We would love to see your Willy Wonka birthday party. How fun is that?
Stacy on TikTok says, I'm making arrangements for a bridal shower. Can I add faux greens with fresh cut hydrangeas?
Absolutely, you can. But be sure, if you're doing it for yourself, it's perfect. If you're doing it for a client, be sure to let them know that you used faux and fresh together. So this is called thistle. It's a blue thistle. I used it earlier in the week. Now, thistle makes me happy, and some people think that it is so a weed, and I know that it does grow wild in some places. Not in Mississippi. I wish it did, because I'd sure be out cutting it. I did take and cut all of those stems off of that thistle. Hey, Victoria, I'm going to zoom out just a little bit on TikTok, because we're real close, and it's hard to...
No, you're fine on TikTok, I think. It looks close. I don't know.
It was real close.
Calibri says they're doing great. So happy to be here. What is that stunning green flower in the center?
So it's not a flower. It is actually a hedge apple, or in Mississippi, I call it a horse apple. So they're large green spheres, and they actually fall from a tree that we have growing here at the flower shop. So we love to use them when they begin to fall. We love to tuck them into arrangements.
Gray says, I like that. I love the vase. It's so beautiful.
Thanks, Gray. Thank you, friend.
He asks, is that milk glass?
It is not milk glass. It's actually just kind of a pottery. It's not milk glass. But I love it. I love it as much as I love my milk glass.
Amanda says, hi, cuz. Love you so much, and God bless.
Thank you, sweetheart. Love you, too. Okay, so there are our bales of Ireland, our horse apples, our thistle, cocculus foliage, seeded eucalyptus. Let's come in with these really large sunflowers. So, again, they are a bit bumped and bruised, but I think it'll be okay.
Sheila Kendall says that chartreuse color really pops, catching the eye. I love the sunflowers too.
Isn't it amazing? They are so much fun. I'm so thankful Callie noticed that they had started to fall. So Callie went outside and picked them up for me. And so I was so excited that she found those. So I'm tucking my sunflowers pretty deep and low. You see how large that bloom is. So I kind of came in and tucked him pretty deep.
Just Curious followed us. Thank you. Cara says that's unusual and beautiful.
Thank you, friend. Thank you.
Kinley says, where did you get that beautiful vase?
This vase came from a wholesaler that comes by. I believe it came from M&M Wholesale. And he is from Alabama, and he just drives a wholesale truck around and sells goods off his truck. Floral supply type goods.
Jody says, hi everyone, I love that white container and think it looks good, even just as green and white.
Oh, it is fun, isn't it?
Gladys says, "Hi everyone, how did the mailbox topper fit?"
I have not done it yet. I will show you tomorrow. She's going to meet me over at her house tomorrow, so I'm excited to put that on. And I have to do a wreath, so I'll show you the wreath too.
Peaceful Heart Craft says, "I'm so into fall. I've made 6 fall wreaths so far. My fave time of year for all its color."
I so agree. And is there anything better than pumpkins? I mean, I just think, now I don't love pumpkin spice. Y'all tell me, are you a pumpkin spice person? Like all the things, all pumpkin spice? I don't like the taste of pumpkin spice, but I do like pumpkin bread. And I do like the fragrance of pumpkin, but I'm not all about pumpkin spice. Okay, these are little daisy mums, just kind of a orangey, yellowish orangey tone. So I thought we would tuck some of these fun little daisies in.
Cam says, "Hey there friends, I get to watch." He says, "I do have a small update. I had my procedure today. It went crazy. I did have a complication. My oxygen saturation fell to below 88. I had a bad coughing spell. I also have a collapsed lung now."
Well, are you in the hospital? My goodness, Cam.
Alma followed us. Thank you so much, Alma.
And I just dropped that knife, tried to hit my toes.
Miss Doris wants to know where she can buy a floral knife.
Miss Doris, these floral knives came from Amazon, and we actually have them listed in our Amazon store at the top of the page on Facebook. And these are just folding paring knives, and all you have to look up on Amazon is just floral knives. But this one folds. It's wonderful. You can drop it in your pocket without cutting holes in your pocket. If anybody's like me, sticking a knife in their pocket and cutting holes in all their pockets.
Miss Lacey Orr says she's catching us live 2 days in a row. She's loving how the arrangement's coming.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. I had to turn it around a second so that I could see the front side because I couldn't get the daisies right. Okay, so there's our daisies. And I think, now these are heavy. You have to insert them pretty deep down into the arrangement so that it sits kind of on top of that foam, because they'll topple out if you don't.
Cam says, "I'm actually out of the hospital. I'm going to see the pulmonologist soon. I'm so excited that I get to watch. It makes my day."
Well, I'm so glad you're out of the hospital. Bless your heart. We are praying for you, sweet friend. Okay, the next thing I think I'm going to add is this wax flower. So wax flower, and I've said this before this week because we just got it in, it is tinted red. Wax flower doesn't come in autumn colors. If you ever get it in reds or oranges or yellows, it's a tinted material. It naturally grows in pinks and purples and whites. It doesn't naturally grow in autumn tones. But it really is fun that we have the technology to tint things and make it work for what we need it to. And so it's really fun to work with.
Shirley Segrist sent 50 stars.
Thank you, Miss Shirley, for the stars. Thank you, thank you.
Miss Deb says, "When you are selecting flowers for an arrangement, are there any combination to avoid, or do all flowers work with all other flowers?"
Oh, not all flowers work. I think a lot of times, I don't necessarily walk in the cooler and think I need to avoid this or I need to avoid that. What do you think, Victoria? Help me answer that question. I think there are times when I gather things thinking they will be pretty, and then I'm sorely disappointed because it didn't work out the way I thought it would. But I don't ever walk in saying, those don't go together. Do you?
No, I think that's more, I feel like it's easier to decide that colors don't go together than specific flowers.
Now, there are flowers that don't make other flowers happy. So, and what I mean by that is like, daffodils are a flower that you often want to design with alone. You don't necessarily want to mix him with other flowers, and it's just because he's mean to other flowers. He releases kind of a sap that causes other flowers to die. And so, but it's not because, it's only because he causes other flowers to die is the reason you don't often use them together.
Patty says, "Those sunflowers are just gorgeous. She pumpkin bread and pumpkin pie, but not really anything else."
Yeah, I love pumpkin pie. I didn't say that, but I don't like the fake pumpkin taste.
Rhea wants to know if the horse apples smell.
They do. They have a really pretty fragrance. It's interesting.
Dawn wants to know what you're making.
Miss Dawn, this is Mama's arrangement. I haven't made her one this week, so I thought we would make her an autumn arrangement. Maybe to bring some cool, crisp air into Mississippi. I don't think it's going to work, but I thought we could try.
And Boykin, she's watching from Nashville, North Carolina. She says, can't believe I actually am watching you live. Love, love, love the colors, and bells of Ireland are so special. Prayers going up for your mom.
Thank you, sweet friend. Thank you, thank you. So with this wax flower, I'm just taking it and breaking it into smaller pieces, and I'm just tucking it right into this arrangement, into that foam.
Gray Cockerum says, my name is Gray. I love your flower arrangements. I have a green frog that's metal. I think it was my grandmother's. I use it to do fresh flowers. Is it okay for sunflowers?
It should be, yes. It should be okay. It's all about if it will hold the weight of the sunflowers. That's the only thing you'll have to be a little concerned about. But it should be fine, Gray. Should not have a problem whatsoever. So next I'm coming in with yellow solidago. Solidago is in the aster family. And their aster will last a good long time. And you'll see, if you watch any of my videos, you'll see me use it a whole lot because I love it. And so I tuck a lot of yellow solidago into things.
Miss Margaret Lynch is here saying hello.
Hey, Miss Margaret, how are you?
And Donna Coker says, do they use just for flowers paint to tint the wax flower?
Actually, this is actually a tint. So the flowers drink up that that tint. It's really, really awesome. Sometimes you will find they'll do it with solidago. They'll do it with a good many flowers where they'll use a tint. But you can use floral paint to paint it. So like this week, we needed hot pink filler flower. And so we just took floral paint and popped that red with some hot pink, and it worked out perfect. So yes, this was actually tinted.
Pam wants to know where Osa is.
I think Osa has been inside all day long. I think he is outside in the shade. He loves to sleep underneath our really large delivery van. And so he'll hide up underneath there and sleep most of the afternoon. Okay, so next I thought we would use some of these Amnesia roses, but I got some really fun floral paint in from a new company, and I'm going to go grab it, and I thought we would tint these kind of an autumn tone. Give me just a second.
She'll be right back, guys.
So guys, I have got a new floral supply company that one of my friends who does flowers told me about this company. And I told you the other day, we've had a hard time finding flower paint. And so this company is called LO Florist Supplies. And they're out of Miami, Florida. And they have all the paint in all the colors in a great price. So if I had to order, I told you we need maroon paint all the time. Year round, we always need maroon paint. On Amazon, it's like $24. Like, that's so expensive. At this company, I want to say we paid $9 a can, right at $9 a can. And so we were thrilled. This is a brand new color. I've never used it before. It's called Red Clay. And it's by Design Master. But I thought this would be kind of a fun color to tuck into this arrangement. I am going to use these Amnesia roses. Amnesia is kind of a lavendery color. It is a pretty popular color in wedding designs. And we happened to get a box of these, and they've been really fun in this exact color to use. I am going to wire them because they are going into floral foam, fresh foam. So they're happier if they're wired for sure, for sure. I'm going to take my floral knife and I'm removing any of the thorns, and then I'm going to use this red clay paint. And we're going to see how it looks.
Joel says he loves your ambience and it's inspiring.
Why, thank you, friend. Thank you so much.
Kara says this looks like a fun job.
This is a fun job, Kara. I cannot imagine doing anything different. I love what I do. And I get really excited over silly things. We got in some new ribbon today, and I was showing Victoria all the ribbon, and Victoria's very busy working on her videos, and she was not nearly as excited as I was over all that ribbon.
Cassidy says, watching from Washington State, following one of your tutorials today.
So glad you're here, friend. Thank you for watching. Again, what I'm doing is I'm taking a florist wire and I'm pressing it right down into the calyx. The calyx is a little swollen part right up underneath a rose, and I am twisting it right around that stem.
Jane Castaneda shared the live. Thank you.
So glad you're here, Jane. Thanks for watching.
Kevin asked, what gauge wire do you recommend for roses?
I like 21 gauge. That's my favorite wire of all, is the 21 gauge. The only other gauge that I will use, that we use here in the shop, unless it's a fluke, is a 26 gauge for flowers to wear. Like little corsages and boutonnieres. It's a little fine wire. Okay, next I am going to take off any of the outer petals that don't look pretty. And I'm blowing that rose just a little bit to open it up. I'm going to take this clay, red clay is the color. I like it. It kind of makes it just a clayish, a kind of a reddish clay color. It's really pretty. What do you think?
Sheila Kendall says, a hummingbird keeps coming to my feeder to my artificial red geraniums, and it's disappointed. Can't have live flowers due to the deer.
Aww.
AUD says, what time do you go live typically? They're on TikTok.
Okay, so on TikTok, we're trying to do better. We're trying to go live as often as possible over on TikTok. TikTok's a little harder. I can't navigate TikTok and work at and do the design at the same time. So we're trying to do better. This is our third time this week to go live on TikTok. But on Facebook, we go live. We go live every single day of the week over on Facebook. And often it's after lunch. But with my schedule change with Micah playing ball, I have been going live a little in the mornings also. So like tomorrow we'll have to go live pretty early in the morning over on Facebook. Okay, so I just tinted them kind of an orangey autumn color. There are roses that actually come this color, but the wonderful thing is that if I don't have the rose in this color and I need it, I do have the floral paint to make it work. And actually that works perfect. The reason I chose this paint was because I have a wedding next weekend that I have to do the rehearsal dinner for, and they wanted kind of this color, and I couldn't get it in a rose, so it just worked out perfect.
Mary Beth Raymond wants to know if this is for something in particular or just for your, or are you giving it to your mom?
It's just for my mama. So I'm just taking each of those roses and cutting that stem kind of at an angle and just pressing it right down into that foam. Turn it around just a second.
Miss Marianne wants to know if the paint stops the flowers from opening.
It does not. So it is actually made specifically for flowers. So it does not hurt that flower at all. Now, if you bought paint like from your local hardware store, that would make them stiff. And it's going to make them where they don't want to open. Did we go dark? It makes them where they don't want to open, but this is made specifically for flowers.
Sarah told us, thank you so much.
Hello, Sarah, welcome.
Kelly says hi from Sunshine Flowers in Lebanon, Tennessee.
Hello, I'm so glad you're here.
And Kevin says it looks good, similar to Moab or Cappuccino roses.
Yeah, it's really pretty, isn't it? But sometimes in the fall, that rose is really hard to come by. Next week, I did order, I cannot think of the name of it. Oh, we got something. I can't think of the name of the rose, but it wasn't I wanted a toffee rose. And I don't know that this is necessarily going to hit that toffee exactly, but I think it'll be closer than a shimmer rose would be. So we're going to just make it work.
Crazy Craig sent 12 roses. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the roses, friend. Thank you.
Renee asks if the floral paint has a smell.
It does have a little bit of a smell, but it does not smell like spray paint that you would paint something from the hardware store. It doesn't smell like that spray paint.
Mary Beth wants to know if those are hedge apples.
They are hedge apples, yes. We call them horse apples here, but yes, they are hedge apples, yes. All right, so the flowers in this arrangement, I used some large sunflowers. So often you will see me design with a medium-sized sunflower. I prefer a medium over a large, and it's just because a large takes every bit of the attention off of every other flower if you use a large sunny. But it is pretty, but he does take all the attention. So we use large sunflowers. I use the hedge apples, or horse apples we call them. These are called amnesia roses that I tinted with red clay Design Master spray paint. I am telling you, Design Master is my friend. I love floral spray paint. I used Solidago. I used a tinted red wax flower. We use these pretty mums, which are kind of an orangey tone, bells of Ireland, seeded eucalyptus, and cocculus foliage. But I think it's pretty. I think it turned out really, really nice. Tell me, what do you think? Do y'all like it all right?
Miss Lacey wants to know, what is the name of the supplier for the paint again?
It's called L like love, L-O Florist Supplies. And they are out of Miami, Florida. And if you would like their website, message me and I will give you a link to their website.
Barbara says your mom will be truly blessed by these flowers, as will all those who visit her.
Oh, she'll love them. Yes, she loves her fresh flowers. I will say I went into the right business because they make her happy.
They're saying it's beautiful.
Guys, thank you, thank you. If you enjoyed this video, if y'all would give us a thumbs up or a heart, it helps people to see us. So we would love thumbs ups and hearts. And if you would continue to comment, ask us questions. Anytime you have a question, ask us on a video because it does help us be seen. If you have any questions, you can always send us a message over on Messenger or drop it in the comments. We're happy to answer those. We will be live tomorrow, first thing in the morning at 8 o'clock. I will do a devotion, and then sometime before lunch we will do another video. I will try to put a post up saying we're going to go live. I'm hoping probably roughly around 11 or so, if at all possible, and it's going to be a pretty quick one. We have to pull out by noon. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you so very much for supporting our little flower shop, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks.